What's going on? It's your boy Julien Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, here to take the fear out of fitness. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. By the time y'all see this, it's probably going to be the next day, but I did record this specifically after my Giants lost again to the Cowboys again. But I'm here to say I'm happy the Giants lost. And some of y'all are going to be like, what kind of fan are you? Because I am a diehard Giants fan. I've been a Giants fan since I was 7 years old, since Lawrence Taylor was playing. And honestly, I have never in my lifetime seen this team so inept, so bereft of intelligence. We have talent, but bereft of intelligence. Now, let's start with the obvious. Shout out to my friends who are Eagles fans right now, because you have something that we Giants fans wanted. Not we, the Giants organization, wanted, but us, the Giants fans, wanted. And one of the things that I'm going to turn around and first start off by saying is that Giants owner John Mara is a moron. Why didn't you override your general manager and keep Saquon Barkley? I'm just asking. Because the infamous video, which I'm going to play for you, and I'm going to actually go into some things with you about it, is Mr. Mara actually stating the obvious about Saquon Barkley. Now, full disclosure, Saquon Barkley is not somebody I personally know, but I actually am 6 degrees of separation with Saquon Barkley, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go any further with that, but I'm just going to leave it at that. But my biggest problem was you knew what you had. You knew what you had, and you let him walk. Or you let your GM let him walk. You, as the owner, should have expressed yourself in such a way where you made it known that your GM needs to get it done. Okay? So let's start with that video.
Make a couple calls. I don't even know if that's gonna happen, but I have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia. I'll tell you that. As I've told you, just being out. I've been around enough players, so but he's the most popular player we have by far. Yeah.
And you let him walk. And you let him walk. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. Because I'm going to actually go into the worst part of the second worst part about all of this. It is not just the fact that you let him go. It's the attitude by which you let him go with. Here we go.
Realistic. Are we positive that nobody's gonna pay him that kind of money? Like, there's nobody in the draft. Never no free agents, receivers that are they're either gonna be going back to their team at $20 million.
I mean, who would you say would go sign up running back to that dollar amount?
Team that's, anyone that has money to spend.
There's a lot of running backs in free agency.
Yeah, but are any potential difference makers really? After you watch this.
Let's start with him. That guy literally broke it down and said anybody that has the money to spend on Saquon Barkley is going to spend it. And they were like, are you sure that anybody's going to spend this money on a running back? And the mere hubris of it all is what gets on my nerves. Because I'm going to actually go to another place with it. I'm going to go to another place with it when towards the end, because this is, and not only that, I'm going to find, let me pull up the video.
Even if Saquon's number one on your board, do you imagine anyone's going to have such a gap between Saquon and Jacobs, Pollard, Henry, whoever else, that they're going to want him at $12 million a year or minus whatever we're willing to eat and send a draft pick?
Right, and then if we did, what would somebody realistically give up?
I just think all the teams that need a running back are going to look at Saquon. Do you feel good about eating $3 to $4 million for a fifth-round pick?
I would say Saquon.
So that's the dumb part.
And trading him.
Here we go.
What do you want me to take? Give me a name.
JJ McCarthy. Jaden Daniels. Trade up and get him. Why not?
Okay, if Jaden Daniels.
You only get this job once. When you try to win.
All right. Jaden Daniels. Carson wants Jaden Daniels. If he's not there, who's your second? Because he's not going to be there.
Drake May or Marvin Harrison or Malik Neighbors. I mean, you can't mess up.
Okay, and then Sid, who do you want?
All the girls want JJ McCarthy because he's good looking. That's the same thing with Madison.
Who do you want? I'm just looking at who looks like they would be a good quarterback.
Jaden Daniels, look at him.
Who do you want, Harper?
For what?
I'm going to give you, here, I'm going to just write down some names and you point to which one you want, okay?
Well, you have to read them to me so I know which
Okay.
one I want to pick. Do you know why we have to pick them?
Yeah, I got to pick somebody. We're trying to make the football team better. Who do you want me to take?
It gets worse.
Because we're not going to franchise him. Like, it doesn't make any sense to franchise him. So.
Unless you think you can trade him after doing it.
Right, and then could we get something and trade him? What are we really going to get? Unless it got down to like $7 million. I don't want to offer that because I don't want to be like we disrespected him. There's 31 teams. It only takes one to, maybe be open to doing something. If it doesn't get to that, hey, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to let you hit free agency, find out your market, come back, and let us know if we can match it. If we can, we'll have those discussions.
I mean, in a perfect world, I'd still like to have him back. I just, until we can prove that we can have a decent offense without him.
Daniel's making a lot of money, and it's the fork. Like, we got to figure out is he the guy? So we got to protect him. We need to put resources there. We have Waller, Belly, a healthy Wandell, Hyatt, Slayton. We'll have to find a running back, but upgrade the offensive line, give him a chance. Because we're not going to frame.
Okay. There's one more. I want you to, when I hear it, when I find it, you're gonna understand why I'm so pissed off. I'm not gonna belabor this too much longer because here's the point. There's a video. Can't seem to find it right now, but give me a second. I'm good. I'm really annoyed by it, but let me see if I could find it because it is the encompassing point as a Giants fan that I needed to make. Because it is tantamount to what is going on here. And it's tantamount to exactly why it's terrible. When you see it and when you hear it, you're going to understand everything in a nutshell. It's just unnerving, disgusting, aggravating, infuriating when you finally hear it. Because I'm going to tell you, as a Giants fan, I am a Giants fan, without a doubt. However, I don't like to where this all went and how did it go. Because when you hear it, you're going to understand fully. And I'm not going to drop the bomb, so to speak, until you see it. I promise you, when you hear this, I can't seem to find it, and it's annoying me. Here we go.
This is a year for Daniel. I loved hearing that quote, mainly because it brought us inside the Giants' decision-making process. They're talking about handing the ball to their $12 million running back. Let me hand this conversation to our $1 million running back, LaShawn. Shade, stop. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. We're retired now.
I look 40.
No, he doesn't.
All smooth with that 40 stuff, man.
Shady, you kick it off, big dog. Are the Giants making a mistake giving the keys to Daniel Jones?
What are we even talking? Yes. Yo, when I heard it, when I heard this whole conversation, right? I love the hard knocks, right? Because you get in the locker room and really know what's really going on. And the crazy thing is, I was cool with Joe. I still am cool with Joe. So I shouldn't say was. I still am cool with Joe, the GM.
Yes, sir.
But to hear the conversation, like, I thought I had my own opinion about Daniel Jones. I thought my opinion was like everyone else in the world that watches the Giants, that watches football. They don't see the same thing. They think Daniel Jones is a good player. So now when I think about him getting that money, right? Because sometimes I feel like teams get pressured paying players because of the market, and I don't have to go through the whole thing of drafting a quarterback. But no, they think that he is the guy. You know what's crazy, man? When you talk about making a mistake, the mistake is not now. It's when you drafted a player from Duke at the 6th pick. Is that what it was, 6th pick?
Yeah. It was highly criticized.
Come on, right? This ain't basketball. This ain't Coach K and them dudes. So it's a big mistake. When you got a guy like Saquon Barkley, the question they asked was, what's going to be our identity if he's not here? What is it?
Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones? That can't be the answer. You can't expect to go far in the NFL when your quarterback is that bad, is that awful. I don't see nothing good about him. I don't see no growth. And then he says, okay, well, is there a quarterback for the next 10 years? Or will we do a pivot and go somewhere else? What the hell you think? So when you ask this question about the Giants, how good they'll be, this is the question you have to ask. Daniel Jones, is he your guy? And everybody can tell you, no, he's not. My son's 12 years old. He don't like to play with the Giants on Madden. I'm like, why, son? The quarterback's trash.
Man.
It's crazy.
At least he called him trash, not the other words McCoy has used.
He can be both. He can be both.
Shady, I heartfeltly disagree with you.
See, there you go again.
I want to hear this.
No, the only reason, because Shady said this. He said they think he's the guy. I don't think that they think he's the guy. I just think they want to be convinced that he's not. And the reason I'm cool with the Giants going all in on DJ is because they paid him $80 million. If you pay a guy $80 million, then you better be for certain that he is not your future.
I'm going to stop there. Because here's the reason why. You let Saquon Barkley go to prove it. It's not like, First of all, First Take made a good point. You could have left. First of all, Daniel Jones has shown you for 6 years he wasn't the guy. Now, don't get me wrong. If you gave him an offensive line, a legit one, you need the best offensive line money can buy in order to protect Daniel Jones. Y'all haven't had an offensive line since Eli. You didn't even have one with Eli. Eli was running around, scrambling around, running for his life every game. And then, don't get me started with Eric Flowers. Eric Turnstile Flowers. Eric Flowers was a turnstile. Shoot, I'm 150 pounds soaking wet with rocks in my pocket, and I think I can get by him to sack Eli. Think I'm playing? You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. I'm 48 years old, and I think I can get by Eric Flowers to sack the quarterback. Now, if the quarterback's mobile, I might not catch the quarterback, but bet money I'll get by your boy to get to the quarterback. And guess what he's going to have to do? He's going to scramble. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't be able to get by a big, giant, 300-pound man to go hit a quarterback. I'm half his size. But yet, for 4 years, we had Eric Flowers protecting Eli Manning. And then when we did Eli dirty and killed his Iron Man streak, this is not even the first egregious thing the New York Giants organization has done. You killed Eli Manning's Iron Man streak. He had a chance to beat Brett Favre's Iron Man streak, and y'all let it go. To do what? Get Geno Smith. But here's the thing. This is the year for Daniel Jones. I'm not going to pay somebody $40 million to hand off to a $12 million running back, is what you said. And this is what my take is going to be on that. This is a prime example of the old adage of a black man has to be twice as good in order to get half of what a white person gets. This is a pure prime example of it, because you knew, anybody with two freaking eyeballs could see that Saquon Barkley is the reason why Daniel Jones looked competent. So which means the man that you should have paid was Saquon. Now, am I saying you need to pay him $20 million a season? No. If the going rate for a Class A running back is $15 million, you should have paid him the 15. Shut up. Pay him the 15. Then you could have, first of all, that's $15 million versus you tried to lowball him at 7? He ended up signing for like 12, 13 million. So even if he didn't get 15, he could have got 13. According to Stephen A. Smith, he could have got 13. He asked for 15, would have came down to 13. $13 million. That means you would have paid him what? An extra $6 million? So let's subtract $6 million from Daniel Jones's contract, right? Who would you have gotten for the same price? For $6 million less than Daniel Jones? Baker Mayfield, maybe? Baker Mayfield. Daniel Jones ain't better than Baker Mayfield, I can tell you that. I could have seen that when he was playing in Cleveland, that Baker Mayfield wasn't better than Daniel Jones. I mean, Daniel Jones wasn't better than Baker Mayfield. Shoot, I'd take Baker Mayfield before I take Daniel Jones any day of the week. But the mere disrespect that you're showing a man because of how much you pay him as opposed to how much he's worth is the whole crux of why I'm bent about this whole Saquon Barkley thing. Philadelphia, enjoy him. You know what? Every time he plays New York, I hope he whoops our behind. I hope he runs roughshod on us. As a matter of fact, I want him to break the rushing record on us. Not because I'm all of a sudden an Eagles fan, because I'm not, but because we had Barry Sanders in future form. Barry Sanders in future form. That's who Saquon Barkley is. If you do not see the ability to juke somebody out their clothes, the mere speed this man has, the unadulterated, the just filth this man is in possession of, and you couldn't, dude, the minute they signed, I watched that man play for Penn State, and I was like, New York needs this. We've never had a running back like this. He's had some setbacks, mainly because our offensive line was trash, but mainly that man has produced for us year after year after year. And here you go. This man works hard. This man is not somebody that takes the day off. He's not, this is not just my opinion. This is what was scouted about him. This is not somebody, this is, they said this is a quarterback in a running back's body. That's what they named him. That's what his scouting report said. Quarterback in a running back's body. Meaning, he has everything you want in a quarterback, but he just so happens to be a running back. All the leadership qualities that you want in a quarterback, he has it as a running back. Guess what? You signed him. Rightfully so. You should have signed him. Cleveland, you should have signed him, truthfully. But, because you had Baker Mayfield and you didn't know what to do with him. But then again, thank you. We had him. And we were going to keep him. And the worst part, the absolute worst part is, this wasn't a guy that was manipulating the scene just to get money. He wanted to be a New York Giant. Every single year, the man has said to you, I want to be a New York Giant. I want to be a New York Giant. I want to be a New York Giant. And then to make matters worse, you tell everybody that this is Daniel Jones's year. And 10 games into the season, y'all get rid of him. Shoot, if you're going to turn around and get rid of the best running back you've ever had in the history of your organization, the least you could do is die on your sword. Play the man until the end of the season. Show me that this man ain't it. I'm here to tell you, it's not, the offensive line ain't fixed. The offensive line ain't fixed because, I'm sorry, somebody that's way more athletic than Daniel Jones has way more time to throw the football than Daniel Jones ever has. And that man would be Lamar Jackson. I've watched Lamar Jackson have 6, 7, 8 seconds to throw a football. And a lot of the times he's not even juking to get open. He's literally just standing in the pocket, moving, here and there. But he's not juking people out of their shoes to get open. And then he throws the ball on the rope. It's a touchdown, or it's a first down. Or, God forbid, there's nobody open, and then he has to run, and then he's going to kill you. The problem is, you actually have the nerve, the absolute nerve, to ask your kids who to sign, and you actually signed them. Malik Neighbors was offered as an idea by your son. Your son actually asked for Jaden Daniels, which actually would have been better. Get Jaden Daniels, get rid of but get rid of Daniel Jones. You'd have had Jaden Daniels. You would have had Saquon Barkley. You could have still upgraded the offensive line because you had 4 years to play on Jaden Daniels' salary. Then you would have seen what you really had. But no. You can't even ask for Marvin Harrison Jr. Where did he end up? Arizona. Malik Neighbors, you picked him up. Cool. I mean, Malik Neighbors is nice. We ain't even gonna go there. But you got rid of Daniel Jones after dying on the hill of not paying Saquon. You got rid of Daniel Jones. You have him for 2 years. Then you have the nerve to disrespect that man and make him the 4th string safety? He's not even the quarterback no more? You didn't even bench him. You put him in purgatory. And then release him. You gave that man, you know what, New York? Why didn't you just have an $80 million giveaway? Why didn't you just say, hey, we want you to win $80 million. And in order for you to win this $80 million, we want you to, without a shadow of a doubt, play for us for a couple games. You play for us for a couple games and you're guaranteed $80 million. Well, we're going to send you out the door when we do it. but we're going to guarantee you $80 million. Shoot, I'll play. And I can't throw a football that far for several reasons. Wrist is jacked. I don't have the good mechanics to throw the football like that. No, I can run it, but throwing ain't my thing. But I'll be the quarterback of the New York Giants for that. For $83 million? $83 million. Because you just basically gave Daniel Jones $80 million to walk him out the door. And to get rid of Saquon Barkley all in one nutshell. When the truth is, you did not see the value in Saquon Barkley like everybody else did. And then you didn't think he was going to go to the Eagles? The man played at Penn State. He lives in New Jersey. He's from the Bronx. What makes you think that he wasn't going to go play in Philly? And he took less money than he was asking you. Because you franchise tagged him before. But no. You didn't see the value in him because you had an elitist mentality. You thought that the manager is who makes the organization go around, when it was the employee the whole time. And you refused to promote him to management status. You thought that he couldn't manage. Everybody in the organization knew who the man was. Everybody but you. Stop me if you've heard this before. You have a coworker who knows every bit and part of your business. You have an employee that you work with, a coworker that you work with, that knows ins and outs of everything, but the manager's a moron and the boss doesn't even know that the manager's the one who's screwing things up. Stop me if you've heard it before. Seen it far too many times. It wasn't me who was the man. I know I'm not going to be that egotistical to say that it was me. But I will tell you, those of y'all who do know who those people were, those people were phenomenal. And we all knew who that person was. But it just seems to me that because you're 60,000 feet above everything management, you can't see the forest from the trees. The owner knew it. The owner just told you he's the most popular player we've had by far. That includes Lawrence freaking Taylor. It includes Eli freaking Manning. The giant killer, the legend killer himself, Eli Manning. Kurt Warner. Armani Toomer, Victor Cruz, Odell Beckham Jr., all of them. Best by far, the owner told you. And before your moronic behind decided that, hey, pay my running back $13 million, keep my quarterback. If I feel that the quarterback's the man, hey, you cannot. And the worst part is that even Patrick Mahomes needs a running game. I watch Patrick Mahomes hand the ball off all the time, and he's getting paid $500 million. And he still hands off to Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. Does he make throws? Of course he makes throws. Does his throws make plays? Does he make plays with his feet? And does he make the smartest plays ever more times than not? Absolutely. Is he Captain Clutch? You're damn right he is. But the one thing that he isn't avoiding is handing the football off. This is exactly why the Giants suck, and y'all deserve it. We deserve every bit of it. And when I say we, is because I'm still a Giants fan. But I will say this. If y'all can't see how this relates to the old adage that I just mentioned before, I got nothing for you. Because you tried to prop up somebody that everybody else could see was not good. He had flashes of brilliance, don't get me wrong. And I saw promise if he had time to throw the football. But he didn't. However, your running back got 1,000 yards despite having no offensive line. Think about that for a minute. You wanted to upgrade the offensive line for your quarterback when you clearly had a running back that was running circles on the competition with no offensive line, when you should have been thinking, if I have an offensive line and I keep Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, what can Saquon do with the football with that offensive line? You won't find out now. That's number one. But number two, you put the ball in Daniel Jones's hands at the expense of Saquon Barkley, and this man, when I was watching the game, they showed a statistic. Not Daniel Jones, but the New York Giants have 4 more touchdowns as a team than Saquon Barkley by himself. This last game that he just played, he had more yards from scrimmage than the New York Giants did, plus 35 yards. The man is destroying right now. The man you give him an open lane, the man is getting stuff done. Jalen Hurts tosses the football. Oh, by the way, isn't Jalen Hurts one of those quote-unquote $40 million quarterbacks? Let's find out. Let's find out real quick, because I'm about to find out for you. I'm going to show it to you. The new deal brought Hurts' salary from the $610,000 he earned in his rookie year to the $50 million he will earn for the 2026 season. Although his base salary will be just over $1 million a year, Hurts will receive an option bonus that will increase annually until it reaches $49 million. So let's see that again. 5-year, $255 million. So the man, he'll be paid $51 million yearly. 255, that's $50 million. Okay? So stop me if you've heard this before. Jalen Hurts ain't too good to hand off the football to Saquon Barkley. And he makes $10 million more than your boy did. Think about it. Jalen Hurts makes $11 million a year more than Daniel Jones. And I don't see Philadelphia's GMs feeling so holier than thou that they can't hand the football off to a $12 million running back. That's called intelligence, folks. If you're a Cowboys fan, we ain't even going to talk to y'all. Y'all are trash too. So, my Giants suck. Philly is riding high. I don't know how long we're going to have to be in purgatory before somebody gets their head out of their ass, but hopefully it's soon. because I assure you, if we don't, there's going to be a mutiny in New York. I promise you, because New Yorkers don't take losing lightly. Now, don't get me wrong. We're honest about where we are, like I'm being right now, because we do suck royally. However, at the same time, we're not going to tolerate this because we knew what we had and you let them go. And then on top of that, not only did you let go what we knew we had, but then you let go the thing that you let go what we knew we had for. You let him go too. So you just blew up the whole damn team for what? If I am John Mara, I swear to Almighty God, you would be fired yesterday. You wouldn't even seen this game. I don't care about you looking at Shedeur Sanders. I don't care about you looking at Travis Hunter. I don't care about you looking at none of those players from Colorado. I don't care if you're looking at Arch Manning. I don't care if you're looking at any of those dudes. I'm telling you right now, you would be fired ASAP. Not just from the game that Saquon came back to whoop us for. So now we got to see this dude twice a year. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing him. I love watching him. Love watching him. And I'm always going to be a fan of his. Not the Eagles. Just his. Because he was ours. And I knew what we had. And to my Philadelphia Eagle fan friends, hey, I'm not mad at y'all. Enjoy him. Enjoy, and this is not me being salty. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Enjoy him. Enjoy him. Win rings. Win Super Bowls without him. Super Bowls with him. If you could win multiple Super Bowls with him, all the more better to stick a dagger in John Mara's heart and John Shane's heart, because he is a freaking moron. I do way better in Madden than he does as a GM. I do way better in Madden as a GM than he does in real life. I could build a team. I promise you. Dare me. Triple dog dare me. As a freaking experiment, triple dog dare me and see what I would do with the New York Giants organization as a GM. Watch me. Bet money. Give me 3 years. 3 solid years. No sabotage. I get all the scouting reports. I go to all the combines. I go to games to watch players play who are premier players and all of that. I go all of it. Give it to me for 3 years. I'll even take 1/10 of his salary to do it. Triple dog dare you, John Mara. This is an open challenge. Triple dog dare you. 1/10 the salary you're paying him to do the job, and watch me turn the Giants organization into something you can actually be proud of as a product to demonstrate to the fans that you're serious about winning. Bet money. In 3 years, I'll be way ahead. Than where we are right now. I guarantee you we will never be a losing franchise under me. We will not be. Promise. Because you will be gone. I will find a way to trade you for draft picks to make sure I find what I need to find for what the vision is that I want for the New York Giants. Make no mistake about it. However, my Eagles fans, my Eagle fan friends, y'all got one. Take care of them. And I hope you do win multiple Super Bowls with him. I hope you do. I would stay in Super Bowl purgatory for 4 freaking years just to show, 5 years, because I think he signed for 5. For 5 years, I will stay in Super Bowl purgatory just to demonstrate how stupid Shane was in letting him go. The mass sheer stupidity, ignorance, ineptitude, and foolishness that he in fact exuded, and hubris and arrogance that he thinks that it's just, oh, what am I doing? Kids, tell me, who do you want? Like he's buying a fucking puppy. Do you hear how he talks? Listen to how he's talking about people. He's talking about people like they are pets. Kids, who do you want me to pick up? Do you want me to pick up a Shar-Pei, a Pit Bull, a German Shepherd? Would you like a Doberman? Would you like a Greyhound? Is that what you want? I played the video. You've seen it for yourself. Y'all ain't looking at it like the way I'm looking at it, though. The lack of respect for the human beings that these people are is clearly in play here, which is why he shouldn't even be the general manager, because he doesn't see people. And I'm not talking about having a soft spot because he's got kids and he's got a family that he's got to feed. And no. We can still cut you loose. We can just, if it's going to keep the organization afloat financially, to cut you loose because you're not producing. Absolutely. Or because you're going to kill our profit margin so much that we can't afford to keep you. There's a difference. I would tell Saquon, bro, I can't afford to keep you. Based on the salary cap and based on what we need, this is what I can offer you. Honestly, I'm not BSing you. I'm not trying to lowball you. You want $14 million, I can't give you 14. I can give you 11. I could do that. Please take it for the next 5 years. I would love to have you. No, you turn around and just let him test the open market and the worst part is you thought he was going to come crawling on his hands and knees and say, hey, what you offered was so good, thank you. You lowballed that man. You didn't offer him what he was worth. You offered him scraps, thinking that he's a has-been, he's washed up, when clearly this man works at a level beyond a normal saying. Y'all tried to play that man for stupid. You tried to play that man as though he was desperate, and now you're paying for it. You played yourselves. And now, lay in the bed that you've made. And John Mara, swear to God, you better fire this man. You better fire him. I don't care what you said in the media. You better fire him. Fire him. He needs to be fired. Fire him. Get Bill Belichick as your GM. Fire him. And if you need to, at times, override Bill Belichick if he's trying to be stupid. John Mara, you should have turned around and stepped in and said, pay Saquon Barkley the amount he's asking for. He's worth it. Build the offensive line. You could draft for the offensive line. You don't even need to sign up free agents. You could just draft offensive linemen. Address your needs. Nope, didn't do that either. So, just me. But I'm going to lay this loose because that's my time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.